You guys, welcome back to another episode of Kinda Hot, Kinda Healthy. How do you like the new intro? We are new,
I'm
we are
mhm.
fresh. When Maddie was here visiting, we did a lot of pod stuff and we talked about it a couple episodes ago, but this is the hard launch of the new intro, which so much better and so cute, and we love her. So, DM us. Let us know your thoughts. What what do you think? What are the vibes? Just had to put that out there as we get into this episode. Um, we want to start this episode with little life updates. Do you want to talk about Maddie before we started recording? Said she had some dating stats and she wants to share them every month of like the previous month. And we are sat for this. So before we get into today's topics, we need a little like dating stats update. We need like a segment like Maddie's dating stats. Like,
Literally. I was just looking at because we had talked about like our new flow of episodes.
yes.
So little dating life updates. I do have some things for the hot list of hate. I've been keeping them going, so we're gonna talk about that. Um, we have some pop culture stuff to talk about today. Our this week in pop, and then did we have a health thing we were gonna talk about today?
I have some things. I have
Okay.
some things. Yes.
Okay, okay, and then we wrap it all up. So, April dating stats. So, Maddie got ghosted once.
So we're
You
legit recording this on May 1st. So these are hot
Yes,
off the press. This is
yes,
yes.
hotter than hot. So April 1st, we got ghosted once, and this was from someone that we knew. Like, gross. Like, if you can't,
Oh yeah. Yep.
yeah, someone we knew. So, dead to us. Canceled dates by me were two. I canceled 2 dates. Canceled by them, 1. I'm trying to remember what that was, but I can't remember. I guess technically 2 because I was supposed to have a date, I think, this weekend, but then they had to reschedule, so we're not calling that a
That's a
cancellation.
reschedule. That's not a cancel.
Okay, okay, okay. Completed first dates. This is kinda wild for 1 month. 8.
That's not wild. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was just
Sure.
talking like it just I think I went a little too hard in the beginning and then we
That's
like
okay.
we cooled it down,
Yeah,
after.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Second dates, 2. So, that's good. 2 second dates. She's like um one of those thing okay, actually that would be 2 now that I think about it. Okay, that would actually be 3, now that I think about it. Things that were completely ended, 3. So, 3 of those people, never gonna see them again. That is it, totally ended. And then not the hat trick, the surprise one was obtain the guy's number in the airport by making eye contact. 1, did that.
That's like the wild
The
card
wild card, yes.
category. That's the wild
Yes.
card category because you don't know what's ever going to happen.
Literally not. So that was a fun one. Maybe I'll tell that story next time.
That is a funny story. I think a lot of the time with like dating and like meet cutes, it's like, oh, what's gonna happen? Will they, won't they? And so even like if nothing comes out of it, it's just like super fun and it
So
feels like
fun.
super like I am living. Like it feels like a real life
Yes.
moment, which
Yes.
you don't always have those moments where it's like, oh my God, like this is like me living as a human being, interacting with like other living human beings. Like it's so random and fun and
Yeah.
exciting.
It was so I'll definitely tell it next time. If you're
Yeah.
not in my close friends list and you want to like more background stuff, just message me close friends and maybe I'll put you on depending on who you are. I'm kidding. But no, it was so like invigorating. I was like giving Lacey like the play by play. She's and then what happened? And then what happened? Like it was great. It was so fun. Never gonna hear from him again. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, that
It's
was really
probably
fun.
safer that way.
Probably safer. I do have a date today, so we will discuss that next time. And then should we give an update if you were here 2 episodes ago? I
Too.
talked
Yep.
about with Army Man. So
Yeah.
we had our first date because we were super excited about it with 2 episodes ago when we were together. We were like, "Oh my god, the first date's coming up." And since then, we've had 2 dates. One being last night, which was an impromptu date. Super freaking fun. The first date was great. I was he was more nervous than I was, I could tell. Just because I've been going into these dates with like going into them with, like, no nerves because, like, meeting someone for the first
Mm.
time could be a little nerve-wracking, but like we talked about with the texting hygiene, like, I definitely had more of a rapport with because we were talking for, like, a month before that first date. But with other guys, I'm not doing, like, any calls, I'm doing minimal texting, keeping it very short, sweet, cute,
Mhm.
checking in, "You're alive, I'm alive, we're still meeting, good." Um so we're keeping it short and cute. So with him, I definitely wasn't as nervous. Wore a bomb outfit to that date night, was super fun. Bless you. The food,
It
you
didn't come
good?
out. I've been, like,
Oh.
dying all morning. My allergies are so bad. Like, every time I think I'm going to sneeze, and I'm trying not to sneeze all over the microphone because disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't sneeze. So, bomb outfit. The outfit was so cute
Oh, we'll
and
put a picture up. It was so good.
sure, yeah.
It,
Insert picture here.
but we had dinner in Mount Washington, then talked, and then went to a paint night that he planned everything and he'd never painted before. It was so I was like, these paint nights are so fun. Like literally need to do more of those. And then went home and it was just like a really great first date. And I knew I wanted to tell him about like my past because like I'm not just like telling everyone on Hinge, like, "Oh, yeah, I'm, like, signing divorce papers, like, in a second." So I wanted to tell him, so I did tell him on our second date. Second date also went fantastic. It was last night on a school night, which is, like, crazy for me. Um, it was really, really good. Yeah, I mean, things are just moving and grooving. He's not mad that I blocked him on Instagram, which is good because, like, I cannot be what?
That if he was mad, that would be an immediate red flag.
Yeah, yeah, and, like, my thing was, like, we talked about, "I don't want you
Yeah.
reading about my life," and he was like,
Yeah.
"Totally fair, I wouldn't do that." I mean, maybe, who knows?
It's too
Um
personal, for Christ's sakes. This is where I'm, like, telling the internet my deep, dark secrets. I mean, anybody could technically read it, but, like,
Yeah.
don't. I mean, like, does my
Yes.
husband read my vulnerable posts? Probably not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not, like, going on Instagram and, like, reading things about me. Like,
Say
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
that would
yeah.
be, like, awkward. Like, does he listen to this podcast? Fuck no. My James, like, oh my God, that would be like mortifying. Like, I love to
It
talk
would
a little
be.
shit.
Guess what James did yesterday?
Literally, any good story is open for sharing. But that's good. I mean, like,
Yeah.
are you seeing any red flags? What are we like red flag meter? 1 out of 5.
I don't know how much, like, on blast I want to put him because,
Just say
like,
1 out of 5.
one okay,
Or
like
zero red flags or five. Five being like, girl, we gotta have a
like,
talk.
the number of red
No,
flags?
no, just like a feeling you're getting.
Oh, maybe, and this is, like, just based on, like, what I've seen so far, and also I could be like, I'm super like, my standards are fucking high right now, like, it is like, they're up there, we're not putting up with shit type of thing because
Yeah.
why? No one should
Yeah.
be no women should be doing that. I would say, like, a 1.5 or a 2, but that's because I'm being, like, really, like
Well,
mhm,
you also only went on 2 dates.
correct,
So, like,
correct.
it's good. I think it's good to be more cautious. And then
Yeah.
you can be like, oh, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. So 1.5,
Yeah, I'd say 1.5. Like,
I
I'm
like
not
it.
concerned. I was on my close friends list, a girl that I was in high school with, like, one of the texts I put up, like, she put, like, the fire emoji, and it was for Army Man, and I was like, "Oh, do we like Army Man?" And she goes, "We like the idea of him." I go, "Exactly." I was like, "Guilty until proven innocent." That's how all
Mm-hmm.
men are in my eyes right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
Yes.
we see him on Sunday, 3rd date, which was our original 2nd date, so to be continued with that.
Love it. We are sat for the update. Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, we are going shooting because he knows I like to shoot and he's obviously part-time in the Army. So I'm excited to see that because, like, for
Is
me,
that
watching
like a crazy date?
No, why?
Let us know in the comments on YouTube. Well, because I'm not into guns, never shot a gun. So like obviously that idea to me is like Jesus fucking Christ. I probably the
Oh,
same way you would be like, "Oh, do you want to go get drinks?" Like you'd be like, "No, I don't drink." So, but let us know in the comments below. And then we'll need to hear the update because to me that sounds wild, but that's obviously an interest of yours. But the idea, I'm
yeah.
like crazy, but also makes sense. But crazy,
Y-
but makes sense.
Oh, and it's funny because we have the same like brand of gun. And I was like, ooh, we're gonna just
We're
so
meant to be.
no, I really need to practice. I haven't shot in months, so I really need to practice. Like
Oh,
I dry firing at home because you can do that at home. Because I cannot show up and looking like a fool, especially like he's in the army and he like does this stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I really gotta prep, gotta prep before this one.
yeah. But also like whatever. Like you're going to have fun. It's
Oh
something you
yeah,
like to do. Just like
yes,
and
it's my
sometimes it's
competitive
okay to like
side.
be a little girly and just be like, "Oh, like do you have any tips?"
I
And I
can't do
mean
that
like
with this. I can't
why?
because yes, I agree with that, but also like that would be denying myself of like my competitive edge. Like
Yeah, but sometimes it's okay. Your inner competitive just be like, bitch, chill. Like we're trying to be like cute
yeah.
right now. Like,
Oh, no, I've been cute like, okay, so when we were leaving the sushi restaurant, like, again, I have not opened one door with this man, not one door, and when we were leaving the sushi restaurant last night, I wasn't thinking about how heavy the door was, and so I went to push it, and I was like, "Oh, wow, this is heavy," and then, like, his arm came out and, like, pushed it, and I was like, "Thanks," like
mm,
so, like,
mhm.
I definitely, like, play the, like, damsel in distress to show me how strong you are because, like, I
The girly
yeah.
pop, my feminine energy. I love being a
Yes.
woman. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
And you know what else he does very good? When
Mm.
we are walking around the city, always pushes me on the inside. I'm never walking on the outside.
Yeah, you know what?
You don't care for that?
I don't, well, I don't care. Sometimes I make James walk on the inside. I'm like, let me protect you. And he's like, no, switch. And I'm like, no, I've got this. I don't know. Like, it's silly, but like he'll try and usher me, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh, I
I've
love
got
it.
this. Mama's got this. Let me protect you.
Mama's got this.
We have like a running joke, like it's like between like my mom, dad, sister, and James. Like I'm Big Daddy and James is baby girl. Because like that's just like sometimes our energy in the day-to-day life,
Uh,
I am Big Daddy, but like when it comes to like making like big decisions, he definitely like the role switch, but like everybody knows it. Like my mom will be like, "All right, baby girl, like let's go." And James knows his role. Like he's baby girl and I'm Big Daddy. And
but that makes so much sense because after meeting James, it makes so much sense.
yeah.
Like I could not imagine him any other way. Like I could not imagine him with like being like super like not that he's not masculine, but I can't imagine him having that energy. Like it would not work with you.
No, he's very good at communicating and I always say this, we bicker 24/7, but we never fight. Like we're
Mm,
always like it's like so my friend quotes this and if you don't vibe with this, then that's really not my problem. I don't need you to insert yourself in my life. But
mm,
my friend always quotes this like James like when in like he always thinks I'm being dramatic. So he'll be like, "Oh my
mm,
God, you fucking drama queen bitch, like you're being crazy." And my friend thinks it's the funniest thing and I'm just like that's just like that's just natural rapport. Like it's always like what the fuck are you doing? This is insanity. And then it's like 2 seconds later, all right, I love you. Like, what do you need help with? Like, we're just like,
mhm,
and I think it's because like we literally grew up together, like 18
mhm,
and 19 years old to 20, I'll be 28 in 11 days. Shout out. And he's 29.
mhm,
But like, it's just so like we are literally so bickery, but the amount of times we've actually had like a blowout fight, I don't know, maybe three, if that.
mm.
So it very much makes sense for our roles or our relationship because he's just very good at communicating and like he doesn't sweat the small shit. Like I definitely do. I'm very type A in that way, but he is just like, it's good. Like it's all good. Like he always says this, like we are our circle. Nobody can penetrate this circle. Me, Butter, him, and me, yeah, us, me, Butter, Armin, and James are a circle. We are a unit. And he's like, no one can get in this. It doesn't matter. And so it's
Aw.
always funny because like sometimes like he wants to like he'll be like the case of like opening a door, doing things like that. And I'm like, no, 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 let me take care of you. Let me Uno reverse this
Aw.
because I don't know. It just like I don't always want like him to feel like he has like I love to take care of people. I'm like, let
Mhm,
me go out of my way to make you feel like the princess sometimes because sometimes men they need that princess energy. When they have earned it, they get to feel like a
mhm.
princess sometimes. And I'm okay with that. When you're just meeting somebody, no, you are the princess. But once they have earned that love and trust and just like they've earned that, it's like, let me take care of you, you sweet innocent thing. You dumb little boy.
I totally agree with that. That's such a like, you know what? Two things. Thought about that, but we should bring someone on, a guest, to like talk about how to get more into feminine energy because I have really been working on that because
Mm.
I found myself mothering, but coming from like a nagging position
Ah,
in my
yep.
last relationship. And I do not want to do that. I do not want I am not here to mother anyone. I'm here to literally like energy on myself, focus on myself. And it's like, I think tapping into like being more feminine, like I've been doing a lot more, like doing my, well, besides right now, I didn't do my makeup yet, but doing my makeup more, wearing more cute outfits, like having my nails like done as in I did them myself. Like it definitely makes me feel more feminine and focus more on
Yeah.
myself. But we should definitely try to find someone to come on and talk about that, like why it's important to that or ways to like create that more energy in your life. Because I think it's like, it is it's brought more energy back into myself. It really
Yeah.
has. Like, I feel much better. Like, I was totally gremlin for so fun. And it's funny because, like, when I was making fun of myself, calling myself a gremlin, I didn't realize how far into that gremlin I was and like why. Like, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it
It's
till
kind
I,
of like the why.
yeah, like
The
until
why
I,
is more important, I think, because you can like have like a day where you're just like I kind of look gross, I feel gross, like
yeah,
I'm not looking cute, but I feel confident. Like I know that I'm just kind of being lazy and not putting effort in and like in 2 seconds I can look good. I can go take a shower, I can look hot, I can put
mhm,
on an outfit, but like it was the why of you being in that place, which is like
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I get it. I get it. So that's the relationship corner. And by the time this episode comes out, we will be under the 150-day mark of wedding. And I'm
Oh,
so excited. I don't want to rush this process, but I'm just so excited for like events to start happening. Like my
same.
friend's coming in town. Um, because her son's visiting up here and she has to come retrieve him, and so we're going to go out for like birthday bachelorette party, and then end of June is my bachelorette party, end of July is my shower. August will just kind of be like a oh fuck month of like we are almost there, and then wedding is September. I'm just like it's all looking up. It is all looking up. We're going to get James's measurements for his Hux on Saturday. It's just the vibes are high. And, people always say this, and then we'll kind of wrap this segment up. It's like, oh, wait till, marriage, see what happens in a marriage. Wait till that changes you. Go through a life
Oh,
stressful situation, see how that changes you. And I was like, we have done so many really intense and incredibly stressful and like hard things together. I'm like, I just don't relate to people being like, oh, planning a wedding or moving or going through blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, bitch, like, I don't know. Maybe you just didn't have your person because, like, even though, like, we go
yep.
through a lot of like really stressful things, I have a really intense panic disorder. The vibes are high. And I think maybe that's just us. Like, I don't know. So what I thought might have been a stressful process, I'm like, it's just vibes. Like at the end of the day, none of it matters. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
like we're just gonna be together. Like none of it matters. If the whole day is like a total fucking flop, okay, that's fun. Like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
That's my energy. That's where I'm staying right now.
I love that. And I think about that all the time, how people always say, just you wait, just this, just that.
That's
Like,
disgusting.
it's such pessimistic thinking. It's, a lot of the times it's people that I don't want to say hate, but like just don't have a super fulfilling lifestyle, don't have a super fulfilling partner, settled, did this, aren't
Yeah,
living their truth, aren't,
settled. Yes.
yeah, are people that even I saw a TikTok and it was like, I cannot sit around people that complain about having lack. When you have all of the power to have
Yes.
more. Like I truly
Yep.
believe that, which is why I don't have friends that are like, boo hoo, wah, wah, like my life. I can't. Like I can't.
Yep.
Like you could change anything you want, no matter how hard it is. Like me and you have done crazy fucking shit, have gone through huge things. It's like you can change that. It's like you have the
Yes.
power to do that. And I hate when people love to put their negative experience onto you when you guys have done like you've been through all these things
Yeah.
already. Like you're like, I already know what that's like I'm not
Yeah,
like you
it's
know, like
it's it's funny how people like to just like insert, like you said, like they're so pessimistic, they want to insert that because it makes them feel validated, but it's like
yeah.
you don't actually know what goes on in any type of relationship, like because whatever
Yep.
you're seeing is like that's very surface level. And I
Yep.
remember someone had said to us when we got engaged, like communication is the most important thing, like for a marriage. I was like, okay, dumb fuck. I was like, no shit. But I'm like, I think it's kind of important to our story that we met in adolescence, like an 18 and 19-year-old. We're very different 10 years later. And that
Mhm.
allowed us to obviously go through like the trials and tribulations, but like also a lot of major life events like
Yeah.
death and multiple deaths, which is really hard. And then a very bad panic disorder and also going through a pandemic and then moving a lot and buying a home. And I'm like, okay, we've already like we are more invested because we have a home versus a marriage. I'm like,
Mhm.
marriage, okay, like if that ever went to shit, like that would suck, right? But I'm like, if we got to figure out like splitting this house up, that's
Uh-huh.
more of a nightmare to me. But I digress. So,
Yeah, no, having gone through that, I
yeah,
walked away with I didn't worry about the house because I don't even want to live in Pittsburgh. And I was like, that's
yeah,
all you, boo. Like I'm not even on the house thing. So like didn't have to worry about that, nor
right.
did I want that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's on that.
that
Um,
is on that. And so I love that you're exploring dating in the capacity that you are. And I've told you this multiple times. I'm going to keep telling you this. And I tell Kate this all the time. You have to stop seeking answers from people. It's so natural, but what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? But you are going to go through it yourself. Because like everybody else is going to be like, you shouldn't do this. You should do this. You shouldn't do this. You
oh
should do this.
yes,
But like it's Maddie's experience.
that's a
And
good point.
so I think it's important like that you talk about your experiences and you like share and all this because you're like as you're talking through it, your brain is like figuring out, oh, I liked that, or oh, I really
Yeah,
didn't like that, or that was just really fucking awkward. Like
yeah.
it's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Oh no, it is like, and it's so fun for me now because again, I didn't have that
Yeah.
dating experience. So I'm just like learning more things that like that I like about myself and that like
Yeah.
I, value in a partner. And it's crazy, like, and we've said this before, like, the whole I Am the Drama episode where I talked about divorce and everything, and, like, I'm
Yeah.
not here to bash on my ex or anything, but seeing different communication styles,
Mm.
that's could be with anything, right? Any kind of relationships, and
Yep.
experiencing that, like, when I was on the date with Army Man, last night, he was like, because I told him, like, finally, second date, but like we were talking for a minute, about like, oh, like here's where I am with my life right now. And I was like really nervous to tell him. And he was like, oh, it's fine. Like, you're not with him now. Why do I care? And I was like, oh, interesting. Um,
Yeah, like I said, also, I'm curious. I go, he's in the military. He probably is divorced himself. Like,
he's not. He's
I
not.
mean, like, how old is this man? Like
He's
in his
28.
30s?
No, he's 28.
Oh my God. That is
I went
so
younger.
silly. I mean, like,
I
not a lot.
know.
Yeah. It's like not
Well,
that big of a deal.
my ex older than me, so it's, like,
Oh,
weird to
yeah.
go the
But like
opposite way.
comparatively to you, I mean, it's like, oh, it's
Oh,
like you know.
Right, but to me, that's like, ooh, going, like,
Well,
opposite
yeah, it is
swing.
always what is that about too? The like being like masculinity of like I want my man older than me. It's kind of like the same thing like I want height. What is that about?
I'm not gonna say it's daddy issues because it's definitely not, but I it's not. I think
I
it's
mean, you're not wrong. My dad is 11 years older than me.
Your
So
my dad is my grandpa.
you're certainly not wrong. Oh my God, I told Maddie this. Yeah, like my dad used to pick us up from like camp or school or whatever. And the teachers or the counselors would be like, "Oh, your grandpa's over there." Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's my grandpa. Yeah, you're right. Kate and I would look at
Oh,
each other like, "Oh, that's so, like so as a kid, so embarrassing." Like I don't
amazing.
you don't give a fuck now, but like as like a 7-year-old, I was like, "That's my father and you're calling him my grandpa?"
Oh,
Oh,
uh, but bringing it back to the communication, he was
yes.
like, because I had asked him, I said something via text. I wish I wouldn't have said because I was like nervous about something. And he said, I just want to like, and I liked that he brought this up, like bring this back up. We talked about the other night. He's like, I wasn't mad when you said that, but just know for the future, if there's anything you're ever worried about, you're like questioning about me or like want more clarity on, just tell me, hey, like we can drop everything that we're talking about that we're doing. I'll pick up the phone and we can talk about it right then and there. And I was like, whoa, like I have never had that before because I've been
That
with
seems really intense. Was that not
no.
intense?
Oh my God, no. If I was like, hey, like I'm struggling with something you said, we could talk about it right then and there. Like I love that. Like
But
I've
like
never
I guess I'm the optics because I'm not in your brain. The
yeah.
optics are wild
Why is
because
that
it's like
wild?
because it's a second date. Like technically, like I know you've been
Oh,
talking, but like
that.
I don't know, like my brain, I live in a skeptical brain because like a lot of like you just like when you're in your 20s and like you hear all your friends dating stories because again, I am like vicariously like when was the last time I've been on like a date with a stranger? Like never. Like,
Vietnam.
like literally never. So like my skeptical brain just based on stories, like again, it's not my own
Mhm.
experience. I'm like yes, you've been talking, but like it's the second date. That doesn't give you like the whoa, you're coming on a little strong. Like,
Oh,
what do
well,
you
no,
think? Because also,
yeah,
this is not to come off as judgment. This is just like,
no,
I'm so curious because again, like, when am I gonna have, I'm not gonna have this experience. So, like,
yeah.
is it because you feel like there's more because you've been talking, but also like, is that like parasocial? Because like, that's like not real. I don't know.
I would say yes and no, and I would say it probably wouldn't have come up if the
Mm.
situation didn't happen. So, like, it
Okay.
happened to where I was thinking about something because whenever I told him about the divorce, he was like, "You overthink things a lot," and I was
Ah,
like
you're like, what? No,
I
me.
was like, that's a common thread, buddy." So, and then he said, if you're ever thinking about something a lot, like just tell me and we can talk
Mm,
about it. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, if that didn't happen, I don't think
it
that
was
conversation.
organic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Okay.
wasn't like this is how I operate, like it wasn't, it
Mm,
was
mm.
because the situation happened, which I mean, like I think I asked like about, past relationships, like what were, because I want to
Yeah.
know, like I want to know more about you. So when
Yeah.
he put it in perspective of what had something triggered that I was
Yes.
overthinking, and then he opened the door and said, if something ever comes to your mind, you're like, I'm not sure about that. He's like, we can talk about it, which I
Mm,
really
mm.
respect because coming from a relationship where nothing, not that it couldn't ever be talked about, but I would talk about it and then I would get no feedback. So it was like, and
You're
that's
talking to a wall.
yes, and that's how things crumble, obviously.
Yes.
So I was just like, "This is great. Like, any problem? Let's talk about it. Like, I wanna,
Yeah.
And he was like, "It's not you versus me." He's like, "I wanna, like, it's never who's gonna win this argument." He's like, "It's a conversation. I wanna understand you better." I was like, "Say no more."
Mm, mm.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. My brain, again, it's such a different experience being in your head and your body versus to describe it because I'm still like, I'm not talking to this man, right? But I'm still
Mhm.
like, huh, that is wild because technically it's like 2 dates.
Mhm.
So it's just wild. That's why you can't necessarily like listen to people or ask so many people advice because it's your own lived experience. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So more power to you. Go the fuck
Thank
off.
you.
Do
Oh,
you know what? Love it. I
do
love it. It's like it's you and like this is like your what do you call it? Like your second wind of life.
I would say like third. I would say like the
Third. Let's
first
call
is
it the
growing
third.
up,
Third wind of life.
or fourth, who knows. Um, Last thing I'll put a pin on it because I was trying to describe this. I don't know if you feel this way. Do you
Okay.
feel like you can like see someone and just like know the vibe of them? Like know how their energy is without meeting them?
No.
Mm. Mm.
I can make assumptions and like
Mhm.
half the time I'm right, but
I could take a guess.
not always right. No,
Mm.
no. Do you do that well?
Yeah, because we obviously met on Hinge and I did not open his message for a while because I
Okay.
had a feeling if I did, I knew it was like gonna be a connection, like not like, how many fucking duds are there on Hinge? Like I just knew when we would talk, I had a feeling like I'm very big on banter. Like if you don't have good
Uh,
banter, like you're a dud, you're boring, blah.
yeah.
And I knew from what the way his personality looked, like, I'm like, he's gonna have good banter. We're probably gonna talk a lot, and we're probably gonna go on multiple dates. So I like didn't open that door yet for a minute, and then when I did open it, I was like, and I was right. Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I just have that like sixth sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can't relate. No.
Mm,
I think
it's okay.
I don't know, like, because I will judge a book by its cover.
I mean, it's kind of what I did.
But you know, like you were like looking for a positive. Like if I see a picture,
A man in the army, you're like, nope.
no hate, no shade. Yeah, like I'm gonna be like, okay, douche. But like it's also just because like my friend's husband, um, they met in the Air Force and we're super aligned politically. He's just a good dude. We really vibe. Looking at his picture, I would be like when she first showed me, like she sent me like his, I don't know, Instagram or Facebook or whatever the fuck. I was like, yikes, because she dated some crazy men in the military.
Mhm,
Because she's in the military. I was like, yikes. And then so like I judged. I'm really bad. Like I have to physically see you to get a vibe. I gotta feel your
mhm,
aura. A picture,
mhm,
I'm like writing a story in my head
mhm,
about how like you're a douchebag just because
mhm.
again, like it comes back from like my friends being jaded. So I'm like
Yeah,
wearing that for them. I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
like fuck you and you're not gonna hurt them. And it's like, girl, like settle down. But
Uh-huh.
I think that is like a sixth sense and you go with it. I like that energy. You're like,
Go with it.
yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, do you want to go into hot list of hate or this week in pop?
We'll do like very quickly hot list of hate because we went real long on that last update.
The
Um,
girls need it. The girls need to know what the fuck is happening.
I need it. You need it. We both need it. Let me find it. We did that already.
That
We did
segment
that
is kind of
already.
hot therapy.
Okay. My
Yeah.
quick hot list of hate is just how long some injuries can take to heal.
Oof.
As we talk about injuries like a lot, just like things we've
Yep.
had, and my man. But I also like put in the back of my mind. So like I injured my knees in like May or September or something around there. And then of last year.
Last
And
year.
then
Yep.
yes, and then I didn't actually like take action on working on those injuries with a physical therapist and then with like specific um programming until like January. So I
Yeah.
had
I
a
was, yeah.
yeah, so I had a long time of like putting it off, which obviously do not recommend. Like we don't recommend that to our clients, but here I am
Mm,
doing it anyway. This is
mm.
why coaches need their own coaches, guys. Um but now I've been working on my injuries consistently since like mid-January, I'd say. So it's almost been 4 months. In the middle of the month, it'll be 4 months,
Yep.
right? Yep. And I've seen improvement, but, like, one, injuries can take so effing long depending on what they are, depending on how bad, depending on whatever, what you're doing. If you're not eating nutrient-dense foods, it's gonna take even longer. If you're not
Yeah.
sleeping well enough, it's gonna take longer, all those things. But it's almost like the longer like, it feels like it's been so long because it was, like, a long time of me not doing anything, so then, like,
Right.
it feels so much longer, but then I put in perspective of, "Oh, you've been working on this for, like, almost 4 months now, and I've had a lot of improvement, but I've had more time not doing anything versus doing something for it." So I just wanna talk about that, how injuries take a long time. They
That
suck.
is true. And this is a nagging problem that everybody faces, whether it's an injury or weight loss goals or trying to build a routine, a healthy, flexible routine. Most of the time, you are suffering before you take action, and it is a longer
Yeah.
time of suffering. But there's this feeling in you of like, I know I should do something. And I used to say this a lot, but I revoke this statement. I used to say there's never a good time to start. And I think there's a caveat to that because sometimes you might not have the capacity to
Yep.
heal an injury or to start with your health goals, your weight loss goal, whatever it is. Sometimes there is a good time to start and a bad time to start. What you were going through, divorce, huge life changes, everything, you
Moving.
could you could not put more on your plate. And so that
No.
doesn't mean that you were using it as an excuse, but it's the reality. Like if you could have tried to manage it, you would have, but putting that on your plate, something else would have had to give or you wouldn't have put the effort that it needed into it. So even
Yeah.
though it's like, oh, I neglected it, it's like the reality is that is how it goes sometimes. We don't have the capacity for it. And then when you are really in pain, you're like, okay, I have to do something about it because I can no longer let this go on. And that was the moment you're like, I can kind of see there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Now I can add this on. Um, because I think I used to speak more in absolutes, and I think that can just kind of be dangerous sometimes because
Mhm.
not everything is an absolute.
100%. Like we've said before, like how through all this divorce and moving and all those things, how I
Yeah.
had to pare down what I was doing. But like you're right, like I literally had no capacity
Yeah.
to focus on my injuries. And now, like I'm sure I'm making much more progress faster
And
now.
like meaningful progress.
Yeah, like I have like even like I was messaging my mentor and I was like, "Man, I just have so much space." Like me going on a date, like we left later cuz he got stuck with work stuff, but like going on a date on a what day? Wednesday night, like would I ever do that? No, I would never. I'd be like, "Oh, I got so much work to do. I got this and
Mm,
that." And I got so much work done yesterday, but my capacity to like enjoy life has just like freaking shot out of the roof because
yeah.
I'm not dealing with those things anymore and like feeling like my life is just crumbling underneath of me. But yeah, I think it's so easy in the health world to be like, you just have to make time for things that you want. But like you say, it's not black and white. Like
Yeah.
technically I had more time once I got divorced because like
Yeah.
I moved, I'm not taking care of someone else, I don't have a cat anymore, so, like, in the overview, you're like, "You have less stuff to do," but in reality, my body was, like, literally on
Yeah.
fire, like,
Yeah.
my mental health was literally on fire, so there
Yeah.
was no space.
Right.
So
There
so
was
yeah,
a perceived time difference,
yes,
but there was absolutely no space because all of the emotion and the physicality of going through something like this just like
yep,
so yeah,
yep,
I think but you're also making progress in a way that you wouldn't have made if you started earlier because you weren't
yes,
ready for it. You wouldn't be disciplined about doing your knee rehab when you're like, my life is falling apart. What the fuck am I doing? Did I just make a mistake? Now I can't breathe. Like, what am I like?
yep. Oh, there
Oh,
were
yeah, let me
multiple
just do my
times
knee rehab while I'm like literally spiraling. Like, No, no.
There were multiple times where I was working out and I would just be like bawling my eyes out working out. And I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, it was just like,
Really
you,
wild. I would have just not worked out. I would have been like,
I,
I'm crying. Okay, I'm going to bed. I'm just like, the day is over. The day is over.
oh God. It's just, the one thing that really kept me going, and I was just like, it's gonna get better. It's gonna
Yeah,
get better.
it
Like,
has to. It can't get
yeah.
worse.
Literally 29th birthday, worst day of my life. And I was like, it has to get better than this. And it did, guys. It
It did.
did.
She
So,
is on the upswing of life.
oh my
Third
God.
wind. We are claiming her.
Yes,
We love her. Yeah.
we do. We
Yeah.
do.
But we'll need in, about 4 months from now, we're going to talk about, you're like, okay, I've been working on this for 8 months. And you're going to
Mhm.
like have this just upward trajectory of like being able to do more and no pain and all this sort of stuff. We're putting it out there.
All the good vibes.
Okay, now I need your thoughts on this. This week in Pop,
Yes.
I need your thoughts because I feel some type of way. Okay, so Vanderpump Villa season 2 started, and Stassi from Vanderpump Rules is like the guest over the entire season. She's there with her
Mhm.
husband, her 2 kids, and this is very much like Stassi in her element. Now, the episode is centered around Stassi's birthday. And if you know anything about Stassi in Vanderpump
Oh.
Rules, she always has these insane like breakdowns on her birthday, and she like gets this like dark passenger, like this thing just like takes over her. It's really weird. However, in this situation, I was full team Stassi. So I need to
Mm,
hear, and you're like,
okay.
what? That's wild. You just wait. So Bo, her husband, has like this long lost half sister that he just met a couple of years ago. Like,
Uh-huh.
I think his oldest daughter, Hartford, and she's, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. I think he has known his half sister a shorter amount of time than Hartford's been alive.
Okay.
So she is his half sister. She's Italian. And she is at the birthday party at the Vanderpump Villa. Stassi brings up, it's weird and it kind of bothers me that you have your sister's name tattooed on your arm, like in a very visible location, and she has yours, but you have a very small, like S tattooed, like right here, and like it's faded and you can't really see it. And like, I think it's weird. And I want to know your take on this because, as most people have heard this kind of like concept, and it is so gross, but we have to put it out there.
Uh,
When you are an adult and you didn't know a sibling or a parent, like a relative, you didn't grow up with them, but you meet them as an adult, there is this really demented attraction. Have you ever heard that?
no.
It's a thing. And I don't know if it's because there's just like this biological connection. You're like, I like you, it's disgusting and it's weird, but it's a thing. Look it up. I don't know. Freud put something out there, but think of like, what is it? Was it Icarus? Yeah. Oh no, one of like a Greek tragedy. Like he
Mhm.
was separated from like his mother and ended up like marrying his mother. Like it goes back. Like it is, this shit is real. You guys drop it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it's normal. I'm saying it's disgusting,
Ew.
but it's a thing. And
Okay.
so Stassi is like going pretty mildly crazy, but she's like, you are putting this your sister like above your wife, like I am the mother of your child, like it's not about that you don't have my name tattooed on your body, but like why do you have yours, and why are you bringing up the fact that like Jax like tattooed my name on his bicep. She was like, it's very different for Jax to have tattooed my name on his bicep. We were broken up. It was a toxic relationship. He thought it was like going to win me back. and I am the mother of your children. We are married. Like that is two completely different things. And some people are like, it's really not that big of a deal. You guys are like reading into it. Like, don't be gross. Like, it's a normal sibling relationship. And like the way they like hugged each other, like the whole fucking thing was an ick. I was like, ew, I'm getting grossed out. Bo, I thought I liked you. What are your thoughts?
One, excuse me. One, I need to watch. Two, I'm really curious to like what that phenomenon that name is for that phenomenon
Let me look it
because
up.
I look it up while I talk.
Yes.
Um, three, oh, like yeah, why I I'm not getting tattoos. This is like not really about it, but like I'm not getting tattoos for like medical reasons, but like I just can't imagine getting a tattoo with someone like you just kind of met. Like to me, that's weird. That's a little fishy. That's weird. And I really liked Bo. So I hope that this doesn't cause more havoc or wreak havoc in their relationship because I really did like him. I thought he was great for her. And not to say this is like going to be the demise of their marriage, but that's
Yeah.
weird.
I don't think so because this was also filmed last summer.
Oh.
You know, it's copacetic, I think. It's just weird. Okay. The phenomenon of siblings who didn't grow up together developing a strong fondness for each other, even romantic feelings in some cases, is often attributed to the Westermark effect being weaker when siblings meet later in life or don't share close proximity during early childhood. Additionally, genetic sexual attraction may play a role partially in reuniting after separation. The Westermark effect is this series suggests that individuals who grow up in close proximity during early childhood development, early childhood, develop a natural aversion to sexual attraction towards each other.
Mm.
This is thought to be evolutionary mechanism to prevent inbreeding.
Oh,
So that
okay.
makes sense, right? Like
Yeah.
if you had a brother, I don't have a brother either, but like the thought of like tattooing their name on your arm or hugging them in a long way, it's like, oh, fucking kill me. Like I don't hug my sister ever. Not for,
Mhm.
we're just like not very touchy. Like when we were
Mhm.
leaving my parents' house, like I hug my mom, I hug my dad. I like, bye, Kate. Like we're just so like, we are not touchy feely. We're just really not like, we're very close. I don't want to touch you with a 10-foot pole. I don't want to share your drink. Like, I just think you're just kind of gross, you know? And I'm
Mhm.
sure she feels that way about me. So that makes sense. When you grow up with these people, close proximity, like you are like disgusted by them in a way. Like you're like, oh God. So on the other hand, it makes sense that you wouldn't be having the same aversions, but it's like demented.
Yeah, that is demented.
Because
Well,
especially seeing like a brother go through puberty, like I have three pseudo
mm,
brothers essentially. Oh my God. Seeing them like just be like men and disgusting. Even like I'm disgusted by James sometimes. Like, like, what are you doing? Like, come on. Like, why are men disgusting?
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm gonna keep living in La La Land on these dates and pretend
Well,
that
because
that's
they
how
don't
they
show.
are.
Oh, but you
I
had a date. Guys, oh my God, going back to this,
what?
Maddie was expressing something that happened to my dad on a date, and he goes, what the fuck? That's disgusting. That is just my dad is disgusted by what this man said and was doing. Like, and it wasn't like he said some degrading. It was just like physically like, oh, that was gross. So, but
I
live
know.
in your moment. Most guys, when you're on dates, they are proper
Yeah,
gentlemen. I don't know
a
what this
hundred
guy's doing.
hundred percent. So like we're just gonna keep going only on like first or second dates, so we never like get through that gross phase.
But oh my God, you have to watch the clip. But are you icked?
I'm icked. I'm
I'm
gonna wait.
scared.
How can I watch it? It's on.
Literally just go on TikTok and search like
Well,
Stassi Bo drama.
I know, but I wanted to watch the valley or
Oh,
the
oh, it's
villa.
on Hulu or Disney Plus Hulu. Just go, yeah, you'll see it.
Perfect.
She's on my account. Her account is locked, by the way, which is super weird. We don't know
I'm
why.
gonna unlock it. I don't know
What
how
is
I.
Maddie watching? James and I like whenever we go on like Disney Plus, like put on a show, he's like, "What's she watching?" It's really silly. But I was really just grossed out, and I'm kind of curious to see if they bring it up like on a podcast or whatever, because they've brought it up before, but it's kind of dismissive. Like Bo is like you're being weird. Like this is a relationship. Like this is my sister. And Stassi's like, I think rightfully, like kind of feeling jealous and weird. Like, why do you have this type of relationship with like your very beautiful Italian half sister? The
Yeah,
hug lasted too long, if you ask me.
the time will tell.
Time will tell. So that was one of the biggest hot topics in pop. There is also, everybody knows her. You either love her or you're cringed out by her. Her name is Delaney on TikTok.
Oh, I almost forgot. I was like, where's she
Yeah.
going with this? Yeah.
And she does those like the insufferable girl in a movie who like wants to date like the best friend. Like you guys know the clip. She's like, you know, when it's raining, we should just dance in the rain. Why are you afraid to dance in the rain? And just like these really cringy shit. Like you will insert a picture here, Maddy, when you're doing the show notes, insert a picture here, let me know. Um,
I will.
so silly, kind of insufferable, but you love to hate the videos because she's so good at it. It recently came out that she is dating none other than BJ Novak.
Which is weird because he's always had that weird relationship with Mindy Kaling, right?
Will
Like
they,
what
won't they?
like those are his kids with her, right? Or no?
No, no, no.
Why did I think that?
Wait, are they? We have to do a Google search. No, I think, and Mindy and BJ have always said,
And what's the age difference? BJ Novak. Let's
oh,
see.
Mindy Kaling has not publicly revealed the father of her children. While there have been speculations about BJ Novak being the father, Kaling has not confirmed or denied the rumors. I don't think that they are his kids. I just think him and Mindy are like really close. They probably hooked up here and there, especially like while they were filming The Office and different things like that. But
Yeah.
I just think they've always had a really close relationship. And like, if I were to be dating BJ Novak, I would not be comfortable with his relationship with Mindy because it just is a little too will they, won't they? And
Ooh,
what?
age
Oh,
difference.
Delaney and BJ. What's the age difference? 15 years.
Just about 16, maybe 15 and a half. He's 45 and she's 29.
For okay,
Fif-
so when did they start dating? Do we have an age on that? Because I think that a 29-year-old can date a 45-year-old
Let's see.
because her frontal lobe
Um,
is fully developed. She has experiences. I think, is it a big age gap? It is. But if she started dating him when she was like 26, I think that would be a bit more problematic.
Ooh, the rumors started December 2024, so last December.
Okay. So
When he was 45 and she was 28.
So it's getting closer to that age that I don't like. It is.
I mean,
Why can't he just date somebody a bit more age appropriate is the question. And he is in a position of power. Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean,
It's not totally problematic their age gap, especially if they started dating when she was like 28, right? Any younger than that, I'm going to have an issue. But it's the power dynamic.
yeah, that is a bit
What do you what are your thoughts? You're thinking over there. We need to hear them. This is a podcast. This is not
like
dead air.
like okay, the airport man story, he's 43. But like that was like I'm not dating this man. Like it, you know what I mean? It was just like a fun little girly
Right.
swirly
And
moment, you know?
it's different again because I he knows there is a power imbalance.
Yeah, yes, this BJ Novak, yeah.
BJ
Uh,
Novak does. Airport man, you didn't fucking know him. You didn't know his like that different, totally different. But like
true,
when you're
true.
a producer, a writer, you act.
Yeah.
Come on
Yeah,
now.
I agree with that. And also just like Yeah, I think it's a little bit odd. Like,
Where
I think it's
did
a
they
little bit odd.
meet? Like she's over here like all over TikTok. Like what is this?
Yeah, let's see, page 6.
Oh, love a page 6.
What the heck?
And
Let's
like
see.
I just can't even pair them together. Like never in my wildest imagination would I think that they would go together. It just seems inauthentic. It does.
Yeah, I don't see where it was showing when they He also dated an Instagram model. I don't even know how to pronounce her name.
That doesn't surprise me. He really gives Ryan energy. Like I think he is more Ryan than he is BJ.
Yeah, he really does.
You know,
That one season when he comes back and he's, like, all, like, he's you remember that? That's literally
yes.
how I think of him.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy about it. At least the only saving grace aspect about that is that she is at least 29. If she was any younger, I would not be cool about it. I'm just
Oh,
gonna say it.
it says they were, what? I was trying to find how they met.
Yeah.
They were photographed in New York City at a party in November 2024.
Okay.
Um, let's see. They were spotted at the Bowery Hotel in New York City, and then people were talking about it in Dumois, and that's really about it. Like, it doesn't really
Okay.
show you. They asked for a
Okay.
response from her, didn't get anything. He likes to keep his private life private. Yeah.
That's good that she didn't give a response. That would come off a little clout chasey.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I just think he looks old, that's all.
He
Like,
does look old.
it's just not for
He
me.
always looked old.
Yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah, no, and like a bit too short. And she's a tall, beautiful woman.
Mhm.
Women always settling for these.
Crusties.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, girl, know your worth. Um, Anything else to add?
Pop culture? No.
Yeah. Okay. That was a quick little roundup. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on the Delaney BJ Novak of it all and Stassi and Bo and this sister, the long lost half sister. I
Yeah.
think it's a total ick. I will never excuse that behavior. Stassi could have let her dark passenger come out more, and I would be okay with that because that was gross. Last thing we want to talk about, a little health moment. Everybody and their goddamn mother loves fucking cottage cheese. They put cottage cheese in everything. It's high in protein. You can get a low fat cottage cheese. So it's really just like a huge fucking bang for your buck as far as protein goes. Okay.
Mhm.
I am in a deficit right now. So like my
Mhm.
carbs, my fat, pretty low. Not crazy low, like unhealthy, because we're about, keeping ourselves healthy. But it's a time where I need to be creative as well as really practice discernment. A lot of the proteins have to be super lean and a lot of like non-fat Greek yogurt, etc. I'm at the grocery store and I was like, okay, I tried cottage cheese in college once. I hated it. I thought it was disgusting. Let me try it again. So I bought like one little cup of it. And again, 19 grams of protein for like this little cup, like three fat, five carb, maybe. Like pretty good for dieting. Disgusting. You all are lying. You all are lying. However, you're making it, you are lying. And this is where I think sometimes we don't need protein hacks or we don't need to like hack our way into making like high protein desserts or a high protein like cheese dip or whatever the fuck. Because I followed like a little, not tutorial, but somebody's like idea and I had rice, I had chicken, and roasted butternut squash, and it was super yum. I always put goat cheese with that because goat cheese is just iconic. But to add a little bit
Mhm.
more protein, I was like, oh, let me try and somehow mix the goat cheese and cottage cheese to like make like something, try like a cheese sauce. Maybe I didn't make it right or whatever. But as soon as I finished eating it, I could not get the visual out of my head. I went to bed nauseous. I woke up nauseous. My stomach
Ugh.
is just like, I feel like I could throw up.
Wow.
I don't know. I think I just have a cottage cheese aversion. Like, I fucking hate it. The curds look disgusting. The whole thing of it. This is my anti cottage cheese campaign. And I'm going to tell you, you do not need to eat things that gross you out or disgust you to hit a protein goal. That's where I'm going with this, right? I will not be buying that cottage cheese again. What I can do, because my protein got increased and my carbs dropped a little bit. I'm at the same calories, but we did a little Tetris, if you will.
Mhm.
So now what I just need to be cognizant of is if I'm having my eggs and my chicken sausage for breakfast, I'm going to add more egg whites. If I'm having my Greek yogurt bowl, I'm going to add more Greek yogurt. If I'm having my chicken or ground turkey, I'm eating more of it. I buy the like mozzarella cheese sticks that are the low moisture ones, so they have higher protein versus the fat. So it's
Mhm.
not about forcing yourself to eat something just to get your protein goal in or
Mhm.
slamming a bunch of protein shakes or supplements, protein bars, right? It's about increasing what you're already eating, and that
Mhm.
can still be enjoyable. The cottage cheese experience was not fucking enjoyable for me, and I will not eat it again. I literally need like activated charcoal. Like I need to eat activated charcoal because my stomach is like it's not happy. Like I woke
Oh,
up just
wow.
feeling bloated. I feel nauseous right here. I'm like,
Wow.
and again, it might just be like more mind over matter, like just the
Yeah.
idea of it is grossing me out. But like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to eat this morning. I was like, ugh,
Wow.
I didn't feel cute going to bed last night. I'll tell you that.
You don't have a lactose intolerance, do you?
No, no. Like,
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like I've seen
I
you eat,
could
like,
eat
dairy.
a fucking like a wheel of Parmesan cheese and be dandy.
Mm.
I think it literally was like, look, like I kind of swirled it up. It's got like the cheese curds in it, which is weird. And then I heated it up. I blended it. I did this whole thing and like I can't even talk. I don't like, no. I think it's more of just like the look of it was no. Yeah. So there are just some things you do not have to force yourself to do when it comes to having meals that have enough protein or eating certain fruits and vegetables. Like we've talked about this. Maddie prefers a mush veg. I would die. If I have to eat a mush veg, I like bridge over water. I am jumping in, the TikTok trend. Um, no, I can't do it. And so this is just the PSA that you do not have to hack your way into like having a high protein cheese sauce or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you can go to the grocery store if you want like an Alfredo sauce. You can go to the grocery store, look at the different brands, find the one that is like most macro friendly and have a serving of it. Right? You don't need to have the whole fucking jar. It is about
Yeah.
finding something that tastes good to you, but then also practicing moderation. And that cottage cheese is just not it for Allie.
I agree with that. I think I've seen different sides of TikTok where it's, like, all about, like, this macro, this friendly, macro that and then it's like you look at the ingredients and it's like a
Yeah.
bunch of dog shit chemicals.
Yeah, it's like
Like
a bunch of like gums and different
Yeah,
things. And
like, that stuff screws with your stomach. You wanna
yeah,
talk about bloating? Like, eat every, like, gum, powder, corn thing, like, that's what makes you more bloated, especially for me, and there is so much evidence that shows you could have the same exact, like, calorie and macro-wise t let's take a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Let's say you
yeah,
had a Smucker's one, and that's highly processed or using a lot of chemicals, preservatives, blah, blah, blah. Then you make your own peanut butter jelly sandwich with, like, whole wheat bread and, like, organic peanut butter and, you mash your own berries and make your own, like, jam type thing, right? Your metabolism is going to be faster. It's going to prefer the like nutrient dense food versus the
yeah,
processed food. It's the
yep,
same calorie amount. Your
yes,
body's going to prefer whole nutrient dense, more natural, for lack of better words, food
higher
versus the
quality.
Yeah, higher quality food versus the shit products, the low fat, the this and that. So it's like there's like so many swings of health where you can go all into the like, I'm gonna go as low calorie as possible. And then there's the other swing of like only organic, right? But you gotta find your balance. But
You got to find the balance.
we don't have to be hacking our way. And then imagine if like Allie was like, whoa, it's high protein, I'm gonna keep eating it. And then she's like literally going to bed like 6 months pregnant every night because her stomach is so bloated.
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna be good in the long run. So it's finding your balance. You don't have to hack everything. Just like eat more fucking like protein. Like let's be real.
Yes. Yeah, that is the thing of it. I find that back in the day when I used to really like I would say I was extreme, but it wasn't extreme to me. Like I was happy. I was like vibing. I was eating
Mm,
good foods and whatever, but I was more intense. I was in college.
mhm.
Like yes, I had school and I had a job, but like it was just me. Like I don't got to take care of a household like and do different shit. So I would hack a lot of things and like Walden Farms, you better believe that zero
Oh,
sugar shit, everything was like in my fridge and whatever,
yeah.
because it was all about hacking my way into being able to eat certain things. And again, I liked it at the time. I'm not saying that I thought it was gross. I did like it. It's gross now. But there are ways to eat food that is high quality, but it also can taste good. It takes a little bit of effort.
Yes.
Season your food, buy good fruits and vegetables. Like I love every night or every day, I make a Greek yogurt bowl, a non-fat Greek yogurt bowl. I get the like no flavoring one, and maybe I'll add like a little like sugar sometimes. If I'm like really craving something sweet, I'll do like a little bit. And then I'll do my berries or a granola, maybe a little chocolate, some apples. And like that's something I genuinely look forward to. And that
Mhm.
technically could be like a high protein dessert, but I don't call it that. It's just like this is a meal. Like
Yeah.
it's sometimes we don't need to hack our way into being
Oblivion.
able to eat like a bunch of shitty stuff just to like feel something. And like the truth is,
Just to feel
no,
something.
no, honestly, like sometimes y'all are doing the craziest shit. And I say that because I've been there and it's like, wow, this Walden Farms syrup over my egg whites is like doing something for me.
No, Walden Farm syrup with, like, sugar-free, like, whipped,
Whipped
like
cream.
and
Oh,
over sugar-free Jello.
yeah, like girl. Like, no,
Pathetic,
yes.
it's giving pathetic.
It's giving pathetic, it's giving disgusting, it's giving diarrhea and bloating. Like you can and
Dead.
if you really want, you're like, I am craving some dessert or an ice cream. Again, you can have it in moderation. Even myself, I'm in a dieting phase. My birthday is coming up soon. We're gonna be going out to dinner. We're not probably, I am. I'm going to have some aspect of a dessert. I will not track my dinner that night. I will track my whole day. I will get as much protein as I can in, but it's one day. It's my birthday. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm in this dieting phase and I can't enjoy anything. No. But then the next day, Tuesday, we get right back to it. And I'm going to use those
Mhm,
extra calories for a better workout. Like I'm going to be able to lift a
mhm,
little bit heavier. And it's no big deal. Like you don't
mhm.
sweat it. It's kind of like our vacation talk. If you get stuck in that pattern of
Yeah.
just doing the most, then that's where you run into problems. But if it's one meal, it's like guys, we can't sweat about this. We don't need to be hacking a sponsored Walden Farm dessert when you
Uh,
could, every now and then have an actual indulgent dessert that like gets that sweet tooth and it keeps you going.
100%. Yeah. Down with the Walden Farms. Down with
So
Walden.
disgusting.
It literally tastes like drinking chemicals because it is chemicals.
It smells like chemicals. It tastes like chemicals.
It
It
looks like
is,
chemicals.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
You do not need to do things that you see on TikTok. You can just increase your protein where you're already eating it. And if you want a dessert, you can have it every once in a while. If you're tracking your food, and it's like not a birthday situation or like an event situation, I do recommend track the dessert regardless. If you go over your calories, it's not the end of the world, but be
Mhm.
accountable. It's about knowing the balance, and that's it. That is that. And so yeah, I'm still nauseous over the uh the cottage cheese. Like I didn't know what to do this morning, so I popped some Tums. Don't know if that helped, but I was like, I need to feel something. And I'm currently feeling
Yeah,
disgusting and like gaggy.
we don't like that for you.
No. Last take. Cottage cheese. I know you can't eat it. Did you eat it
Hopefully,
before?
I have, and I liked it, to be honest.
Ugh, that
I
makes
know.
sense. You're a weirdo.
Oh god.
Oh
Uh,
God.
she she never quits. She never quits. Let's wrap it up
Yeah, let's wrap
there.
her up.
Thank you guys so much for listening or watching Kinda Hot, Kinda Healthy. Please make sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and share it with your girl blah, 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 blah. Share this with your girlfriend who needs to hear this and also would love dating updates because those are keeping us lively. You can find us anywhere on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you can stream podcasts. Tap the link below. Ask anonymous questions. We forgot to talk about the guests who we're having on this month. Who we're having on this month? Do you remember?
Lauren.
Oh, Lauren, yes. Oh, that was so fun. If you have follow-up questions about tidying up spaces, organizing your life, making things more simple, simplifying your life, tap the link below. You can ask us any anonymous questions or ask me about dating questions, what I'm doing in dating, how I am making men bow down to me. Just sorry, I had to say that. Tap the link below. Bye.
Bye.